to First Unity Spiritual Campus. So glad you're here. You know, you kind of feel for some of those other New Thought centers across the country because they have to wait to the peace song before they do their swaying. No, we're doing our moving and our swaying right from the very beginning, yes? Are you here to be alive today? To be fully alive and present in your energetic body?
Something got a hold of me. Oh, yes, it did one day. Something got a hold of me.
So now let's gather up all that energy. Because it's a new day. Yeah.
Whew. I have to say, I am actually honored that I have had the opportunity to rub elbows with some great leaders. One of them being our very own Dr. Reverend Temple Hayes.
Hi, this is Jamie De La Luz, Youth and Family Minister of First Unity Spiritual Campus, and we are so excited about the Youth Expressing Spirit. Yes, our Youth and Family Ministry.
Eyes wide, I'm set on you. You made a way in the wild, standing on ancient truth. I'm pressing on with my back to the past and let me see visions of the future. And I say, let the old dreams again. Let me hear you. In my world, God, do a new thing. I know you're moving. In my world, a chain reaction, a holy passion. Come on. Whoa. Yeah, 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 yeah. Chain reaction, a holy passion. Slide with you, bursting in heaven in motion. God, your love made me. I'm pressing on with my back to the past and let me young see visions of the future, and I sing, oh, let the old dreams again. Let me hear you. In my world, God do a new thing. I know you're moving. In my world, a chain reaction of holy passion. Come on. Oh. Gone. The old life is gone. It's a new day. It's a new day. It's a new day. I finally found where I belong. It's a new day. The old life is gone. It's a new day. It's a new day. Found where I belong. I found where I belong. It's a new day. In my world, God do a new thing. I know you're moving. Let's go. In my world, God do a new thing. I know you're moving. In my world, a chain reaction of holy passion. Oh. Do a new thing. I know you're moving. The old life is gone. It's a new day. It's a new day. I found where I belong. It's a new day. It's a new day.
Wow, welcome to the most innovative, alive, and energetic spiritual community in the world. We just claimed that space today. Everybody give yourselves a shout out, give yourself a love hug, and if you're with other people, give yourself an elbow, elbow mysticism, reach out and touch someone. We're delighted that of all the places you could be, that you have chosen to be here today with us. Welcome to Pride Sunday. So you will be going through your own transformation, as all of us will be here, because you are in for an experience. Let me say it. What did I say you're in for? An experience. Now would be a time for you to hit watch now and connect with your family and friends all over. This is a defining and memorable moment. Would you please stand wherever you are and state with me the great invocation as we acknowledge our co-founder of Unity, Charles Fillmore. We are now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. We acknowledge thy presence and thy power, O blessed Spirit. In thy divine wisdom, now erase our mortal limitations, and from thy pure substance of love, bring into manifestation our world according to thy perfect law. And that's exactly what we hold today in our consciousness, is we're going to erase our mortal limitations, our judgments, our lack of acceptance. We're going to increase our consistencies with when we say that love comes in all packages. We're going to make sure we really mean that. In representing our teaching, we want to be aligned with the truth of who we are. Those of you that are on Facebook, would you please check in and let us know that you're with us? We're delighted that you're here, and we love your comments. We love your opinion. We even love your attitude. So bring it on. Don't hold back. We're the teaching that says don't hold back. So we have people joining us this morning already from Malta and Cape Cod, Bradenton, the Villages. That is a city in Florida, just so you know. Kentucky, Tennessee, Ireland. So what a pleasure it is. So we love to hear from where you are tuning in and being with us. So, and also look at Facebook to see all the wonderful things that are going on at this spiritual campus. We have a full education program called ILLI for lifelong learners. We're addressing topics right now such as systemic racism and several things that need to be addressed. So please go on ILLI and join us. That's the Institute for Leadership and Lifelong Learning International. Here, it's important for us to connect during this season of COVID, which is a lasting season, appears to be. It really wants to be part of the 2020 vision for people to have this sacred time in and out. So we can connect with you with phone. We love to get your prayer requests so we can join you with your prayers and give them to our chaplains and our practitioners. We have conference calls during the week. You can watch us by YouTube, Facebook Live, or you can watch us by Vimeo. So lots of ways that we can connect. We appreciate your giving. It has just been so humbling to us that you continue to give to our community, knowing that we do a mighty work here. So you can text to give, you can go to First Unity/donations, or you can mail it in and send a love note if you do. This is our branding here. We honor activists, seekers, healers, and artists. And at 1:11 p.m. today, you want to join our chaplains. They have a Zoom prayer session. And you can go to firstunity.org for more information, or you can go to Facebook. And now Reverend Richard Boggs is going to bless us with his conversation.
Thank you, Reverend Temple. How are you all today? Singers, how are you all today? You know, I ask that because we shouldn't allow how we are feeling to become our identity. Because we place too much of our identity in the hands of other people. Yesterday, I was at the beautiful beach, soaking up the rays, and I was with a friend of mine who I actually have to side story and tell you a funny story. A fish jumped up and almost fish slapped him. And you've never heard somebody scream so loud. But at any rate, we were watching birds fly over, and there was a bird that flew over, and I said, oh, I think that's it. I think that's a hawk. I had no clue what that bird was. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we place our identity into hands of people who don't even know who we are. Let me say that again because some people miss that. We place our identity in the hands of too many people who have no clue who we are. We placed our identity in the hands of Mama and Papa, Grandma. We place our identity into their realm versus our own. And I say this to you. There's a story, and I love it, that Jesus is talking to his disciples, and he sent them out, and when they came back, he said, who do they say that I am? And they say, everybody except Peter, Paul, and Mary. But they said, everyone except who he was. And then he asked Peter, who do you say that I am? Who do you say that I am? And Peter, without a doubt, said, you're the Son of God. And what I'm going to say to you is who you are is the Son of God. Who you are is the daughter of God. Who you are is the they of God. We are all God's children. And that is our identity. Don't get lost in the labels. Whether you're gay, straight, tri, those are people who are trying, bi, whatever, don't get caught up in those labels because those labels are just what other people have actually placed on you. The true label you have is that you are a child of God.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jay-Miah. I'm the other half of Jay-Miah, so technically I'm the Maya part of the Jay-Miah. I just want to thank you guys so much for allowing me to shine my light in this space. I have been learning and growing, and I invite you guys to connect with this church, with this spiritual body. I am very happy to be part of this place. So my special sharing today, I wanted to just take a moment and talk about how we are enough. We are so perfectly perfect the way we are. And I believe that sometimes in life we can allow things around us to take harvest in our temple, in our heart. And I encourage you to not let that happen. Feed yourself, feed your soul positive things, hide the word in your heart. I've been practicing that this week. I have Galatians 6:9, and it says, don't stop doing good. So I've been hiding things in my heart, and I encourage you to hide things in your heart. And anytime those saboteurs try to discourage you in your mind, I believe it's a spiritual battle. A mental battle every day to be ourselves, our authentic selves, but you're so perfect the way you are, and be encouraged. Be encouraged that you are enough in a world that says we're not, but our God, Mother Earth, Light, tells us otherwise. So be encouraged. Raise me up, Tracy. I'm trying to hold. Okay, here we go, right here. A little nervous. We got it. I'm trying to hold my breath. Let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands can hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough. Never enough.
so much. Good morning, Unity. Wow. If you didn't have an idea about the beauty and expression of God as each one of us, you just got that clear. Yes, absolutely. Wow. Okay, I'm taking a deep breath in and letting all that flow through me. Maya. Yes. What I wanted to talk to you about this morning, just for a couple of minutes, was this idea that we're all learning about history right now. We're really focused on history. We're focused on black history. We're focused on lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender history, right? We're focused on it because we want to know where we've been so we know how to move forward. But there's another reason to study all this history, is in order to know who to thank. And when we look at our history as a gay population, which is what we were called back in the day, and we didn't have all the lesbian and bisexual and transgender people listed in with us, we really have to thank some black transgender women who were some of the beginners of the fight for rights for all of us. And sometimes they're forgotten and left behind. I remember when I got educated by some young people about the issue of gender. They taught me about the gender Gumby, and they said, okay, so there's the born gender, the one that you're assigned at birth, right? Then there's the identity that you have as a gender, and then there's your expression as gender, and then your sexual orientation. So I need to school you in the fact that these are all different things, and you need to understand this clearly and why I'm asking you for a different pronoun. So I got educated. And then I got educated about intersectionality, and I said, tell me about that. And they said, that's you. You happen to be a woman, you happen to be black, you happen to be a lesbian. And you need to understand these things in order to move forward. So we have to learn about what true authenticity looks like. And I say to you, look no further than our transgender brothers and sisters. Because what they need to move through in order to show up as themselves, I met a man who was a head of a doctor area in an HMO, and he had transitioned from male to female over the course of our relationship. And the beauty of that was his wife remained married to him, and I spoke to her and I said, how do you do that? And she said, it's nothing compared to what he has been through. And she is now mine, and I accept her. And another couple I spoke to, I said, how do you do this? And she said to me, do you have any idea the level of love I have learned from this man transitioning? Do you have any idea? If we say we love you and it's not about your body and it's not about anything else, and then the transition happens and you miss that, what a rich experience you have when you get to love someone through that transition. So if we are looking for the models of authenticity in our community, in our world, we go to people who were assigned a gender at birth and recognize that it was not their authentic self, move through the process in order to step into the world as who they are. And so it is.
We've been taught that silence would save us, but it won't. We've been taught that silence would save us, but it won't.
I can't live my life straight because you're straight. I can't. I just gotta live my life for me and do it for me because this is my life.
I've done my hair down, I've worn the dresses, I've done things that aren't natural to me to please other people.
I was told to wipe off my makeup and be a boy. What they should have told me was to be myself.
If other people are uncomfortable, that is not your problem. That is their problem.
I want to tell other queer people that it is okay to be yourself. We won't stand for hatred.
LGBTQ plus people are strong and resilient. We're not gonna go away.
It's so important that we keep fighting for the right to be who we are, the right to love whoever we want to love.
Like all civil rights movements that have gone before, we're not going to give up.
I'm still a proud gay man, okay?
We
have to be out and proud and visible where we can for the people where they can't.
I live pride every single day.
Refuse to ever give up.
What do we do? Stand up, fight back. 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 What do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Los amamos.
I love you. Stay strong.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away. They say we don't watch our broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away. They say no one will love you as you are. Won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us. For we are glorious. Sharpest words gonna cut me down. Gonna send the flood, gonna drown him out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me.
Never around the bullet hit my skin. The fire away, 'cause today I won't let that shame sink in. We all bursting through the barricade, reaching for the stars. Yeah, that's what we belong. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us. Oh, we are glorious. Sharpest words wanna cut me down. Gonna stand the flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching with the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Sharpest words wanna cut me down. I'm gonna send the flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised. This is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. This is me.
When the sharp words wanna cut me down.
Gonna sound them out.
Gonna throw a flag, I'm gonna drown them out. This is me. I make no apologies. This is me.
Happy Pride.
Oh, wow. Could this be any more beautiful? This is me, and this is you. You know, about, let's see, I'm 54, so about, who knows, 4 or 5 years ago when I was 19. This is me, because I always make fun of my age. It was funny, I moved away from home and I moved to West Virginia to go to school, because that's the only reason why you moved to West Virginia. Ha ha ha, some people can laugh at that. But I had moved to West Virginia to go to school. I lived in a little apartment. It was so narrow that I could touch the walls like this in my living room. I had to move the sofa from this side. I had to turn it up on its corner to move it to this side. It was small. But I didn't have a small mentality or a small heart because I knew this was me. I moved away from home and my mother called me and she said, and I always said if she ever asked me straight out if I was gay, I would say yes. And this is me. And the beautiful thing was my mother called me one day, like on a Monday, and I was in the salon working, and she said, I have a question to ask you. Are you gay? And I flat out said, yes, I am. I love it. My mother said, okay, do you want to go to dinner on Thursday? Because she already knew that this was me. And the beautiful thing is, during Pride Month, I not only like to honor myself because I'm openly gay, not only honor myself because I pride myself on saying I'm probably one of the first openly gay pastors ordained in a non-gay Pentecostal large mega church in America. And I love that because that was me. It was part of my story. It became part of my story. And really what I do during Pride Month is not only am I proud of myself, I'm also proud of those people who aren't gay, who lift me up. Those that are around me that lift me up and love me. I was in that little apartment in West Virginia watching my little black and white television. It may not have been black and white, but I'll say it was just for the sake of the story. The little television sitting on my counter on my apartment that was just this wide. And I was watching my friend Tammy Faye Baker. And you all remember her, and if you don't, just let me give you a little visual. And I was watching Tammy interview. She was very radical. She was the first minister on traditional Christian television interviewing a young man who had AIDS. And she said, as she wept and cried, as she famously did, she said, how can we be Christians and not love you? How can we be Christians and not love you because of who you love? How can we be Christians and not love you and want to put our arms around you and love on you while you go through HIV? I watched Tammy, and I thought to myself, that's what I call myself from time to time. I said, self, if God can love her looking the way she looks, I think I've got this made. Because we all know Tammy loves shoulder pads and eyelashes, wigs, and makeup. I loved it later on, many years later, and she talks about her gay friends who talked her out of the desert when she ran from those people who were persecuting her. She talks about in the documentary her gay friends who talked her out of the desert. I pride myself to say, I'm one of those people that lifted her up and said, Tammy, come out of the desert. You have fans. Let's start a fan club. She said, I don't have fans. I said, honey, let me just paint a picture for you. Gay men love anybody who over-accessorizes, can halfway sing, wears too much makeup. You got a fan base. But I say that in love, and I love to tell that story because I love Tammy. She was a dear friend of mine. Because also, too, she lifted me up. She didn't try, as someone earlier mentioned, we don't try to change people. She didn't try to change me, nor did she try to change the gay people that she touched for many, many years until her passing. And I say this looking into the camera. For those at home, look around you, take inventory. Surround yourself with people who will lift you up. Surround yourself with people who will celebrate the I am in you, because this is who you are. And God loves you, as Tammy said, God loves you just the way you are.
Whew. So this is me. I love that song. It is so powerful, isn't it? Wasn't that the most beautiful presentation of that song you have ever seen or even dreamed of? Wow. So many people in the world right now are resonating with those words. So let's all stand up. Let's be seen. Let's make no apologies. Love who you love, and most of all, love who you are. I love this quote by Ellen DeGeneres. Find out who you are and be that person. That's what your soul was put on this earth to be. Find that truth. Live that truth, and everything else will come. Isn't that just a beautiful thought to know? All we need to do is stand in our truth and be our truth, and it'll come. I've found out who I am, and I am now that person. This is me. I'm an ordained interfaith minister serving this truly amazing spiritual community, and I am a gay woman, a lesbian. My wife and I have been together for 13 years. I've shared with you before that unconditional love is the most powerful force in this world. Knowing you are loved and loved unconditionally empowers you to take and be who you are. It's okay to be true to me. It empowers you to do what you love, to reach for the stars. What that love as your home base, you know that no matter what, win, lose, or draw, you'll be okay. It'll be okay. Life will be okay, because nothing can take away that fact that you are loved, and loved fiercely, loved sweetly, loved deeply, and loved unconditionally. I'm so truly blessed because I know I am loved. I am that person. I am out in every way in my life. I don't hide who I am in any way. And you know what? It's not always been like that. Gay pride was not born of a need to celebrate being gay or a need to be out and loud in anyone's face. Gay pride comes from the right to exist as we are without persecution. The right to love who we love without fear of losing our lives or having our homes burned down or harassed as we walk down the street. Fear of having our loved one in the hospital and being denied the right to be with them. Fear of losing our jobs, our business, our livelihood. Being from Tennessee, I, like so many, was in that closet. I was pretty far back there in that great big walk-in closet. It wasn't safe to be out. As a business owner, it would be an instant going out of business sale if I were to come out. We were so far in the closet there in Tennessee that you only had a small group of friends who knew who you truly were. And we developed a gaydar, and you know it's pretty darn accurate. You learned who was safe. I was a successful businesswoman. I was one of 5 women who together formed the first chapter in Tennessee of the National Association of Women Business Owners to mentor other women in business. I was a business owner in a male-dominated industry, and yet I was elected as the vice president and then the president of the State Professional Association. I was the only woman on the board. I was being courted at that time by some political movers and shakers to run for state political office. And then it happened. I was outed in the community when I ended a personal relationship. A reporter was given pictures of me showing me out at an LGBTQ resort on vacation. I lost a few customers, but I didn't lose my business. But I was asked very directly to step down as president of that professional association. And I was no longer right for that political office. But the worst thing was that my sons faced ridicule and bullying at school. And my son got in a fight defending my honor when a classmate taunted him and said, "Your mom is gay." That's a heartbreaking moment, knowing your child is suffering because of who you are. I struggled. Is it all right to be gay? And then on a business trip to Connecticut, I had the weekend free. So I made a weekend trip over to Provincetown, Rhode Island. That's the first time I saw that it was okay to be gay. Now, many of you know P-Town, and you know it is a gay destination. It was my first time there, and this country girl who had only been hidden in the closet as a woman who loves women. It was the first time I saw it truly was okay to be gay. I looked down the street and I saw couples walking, strolling down the street holding hands. I saw women holding women's hands and men holding men's hands, and I had tears in my eyes. I took my girlfriend's hand, and in that moment felt so empowered and so authentic. I was allowed to be truly who I am without hiding in the closet. Beauty comes from truly knowing who you are and living authentically in your truth. And in that moment, I knew I was beautiful. I am so happy that in this day, in this time, we have made strides. The winds have shifted. Laws have been passed that offer same-sex couples the right to marry. The LGBTQ+ community can now live without fear of being fired from their workplace because of who they are, because of who they love. And we also have out gay men and women serving us in city, state, and federal political positions. They haven't been asked to step down or that they weren't right for the position just because they were gay. But we have more work to do, but we're getting there. That closet's now a place I hang my clothes, not a place where I hide. I'm a gay woman, a gay mother, a gay grandmother, a gay minister, and I am loved. I am loved unconditionally. I am so blessed. I am here for you, and I am here with you. And I'm going to close with that same quote I opened with from Ellen DeGeneres. Find out who you are and be that person. That's where your soul was put on this earth to be. Find that truth, live that truth, and everything else will come. This is me.
My name is Temple Hayes, and I am a woman of power. My name is Temple Hayes, and I am a gay woman. My name is Temple Hayes, and I am an original idea of God, just like you. And no, I am not full of myself, I am full of spirit. And I am here as part of this trailblazing effort. I like to say on behalf of our spiritual community that we are the Barnum and Bailey of spirituality. And we are extremely proud of that, you see. I love the statement that history can describe us, but it does not need to define us. And it's people like all of you that are tuning in that we delve into history, we understand it, we need to acknowledge, and we often need to clear a whole lot of things up, like Reverend Christy was saying earlier. But we have to decide if it describes us. I remember for me the day that the sky went dark, things changed. I was 13 years old, and I was dating a 17-year-old girl. And my father walked into my bedroom unannounced, and the experience he had thereafter was unannounced. That being said, from that moment on, I observed with my Southern Baptist religiosity-influenced family, the way they looked at me changed. When I walked in a room, it became quiet. I noticed that people in my high school changed, and I continued to move on. But what I duly noted was the rejection. And so I would go for years rejecting myself. I started to drink, wish I wasn't here, couldn't figure out why a God would create a mistake, because literally that's all I had ever heard. Till I was 19, and a man invited me with the last name of Bliss, if you can imagine. invited me to a unity. And for the first time in my life, I heard that I am a child of God. Yes. I heard I am a child of God. I heard that I am loved. I heard that I am original. I heard that I am unique. I heard that I did not belong in a box. And I thought, well, I'm just going to be sure, you know. And so I tell the minister one night, as I was helping her as a volunteer, I want you to know I'm gay. And she looked at me and said, well, where would you like to go to dinner? And I said, did you hear me? I'm gay. And she said, did you hear me? Where would you like to go to dinner? That doesn't mean anything to us in unity. You are a child of God. So that was cleared up. And a new way of creating villages and a new way of creating my own tribe of people that were accepting. And back then there were very few. But I will say the real work with me needed to be coming from a place of understanding how when I was in the light, I would back down. Because I was still driven by those scarred and wounded emotions as a child. So I would have opportunities to be in the limelight. I would have opportunities to get close to the person next door to me in the airplane. And unconsciously, when someone started coming at me with too many questions, I started backing down. And it was a driver, it was an influencer. So some of you that are tuning in that are so quick to say, well, I've worked through all that, and now I totally accept myself. I ask you to take a moment and say, really? Are you totally open everywhere you go? Do you have conversations that you shut down? Do you look at places of employment that you sabotage your job because you're concerned on some emotional level that you are not going to be accepted? Have you really let everyone in? I asked my little 4-year-old goddaughter yesterday, I said, how do we embrace one another? And she was telling me this story about this little worm that was going to attack this car, and the car was all frightened. And I said, well, what can the car driver do? And she said, the car driver needs to breathe deep into his heart. Breathing deep inside your heart takes courage. Little children come in that package to teach us to go back to breathing from inside our hearts. People that are different teach us to breathe back into our heart for the power of love. Some of you have heard me share this story before, that one summer I was invited in the same month to the same city to 2 unities. And one minister, as soon as I got on the phone with him, inviting me to come and speak on a Sunday, wanted to tell me how they really don't have that many people coming because it's summer. He must have said that 5 times. And I go to the experience, and it definitely was summer. Then the other minister told me about how they were growing, and they were thriving, and they were alive, and so much was happening. Guess who was right? They both were. They both believed a set of values that made them right. One person was struggling because it was summer, which, you know, I thought God was year-round, just saying. The other person was thriving and alive. The belief system. So you are as rejected as you choose to be. You are as limited as you choose to be, or you can accept that this has been part of your path so that you can be here to transform others. I am so grateful for my history because it allows me the opportunity to really witness the blocks that are within other people. It allows me the opportunity to have compassion for religiosity and the fear that keeps people from taking a great step forward. Everything in your life has trained you to be where you are now. Every experience has brought you to this place. And you could even look at it that it has made you vibrant, and dynamic, and full, and awesome, and a person of power. Or you can spend the rest of your life tucking your tail and walking around and apologizing for yourself. Which is it going to be? Which is it going to be? Because you are the only one that gets to decide. We can keep offering the most wonderful principles in the world, but unless they are integrated, they're just lofty words. You want to learn to stand in your place and thank your Creator for creating you just as you are. You want to stand in that place and thank your Creator for making you a healer. Because a true healer understands the way to heal the planet is through storytelling. And if you're holding on to your story, get out of that closet. With whatever it is. With whatever your story is. You know, gay people, transgender, lesbian, Black people, we're just helping you understand that this is the package and we're not going away, let me tell you. And we have barely scratched the surface. And the more you try to shut us down with rules that were made up by people, not God, the more we're going to come out. You have my word on that. We're going to come out bolder, we're going to come out braver, and we're going to come out more mighty. So the work is done by the adversarial, because we're moving forward. I love this statement that Charles Fillmore stated. Love their wisdom. He said, a prayer without desire in it, and a prayer without sincerity in it, and a prayer without soul in it, and a prayer without spirit in it is a fruitless prayer. And that's what I'm going to say to you today. A life without desire in it, a life without sincerity in it, a life without soul in it, as you were created to be your soul, a life without knowing that you are spirit and energy never dies, is a fruitless life. And it is time to gain this momentum that we have now and move. Move. That's what it's all about. A woman lost her husband. He died. And she put on his tombstone, the light of my life has gone out. The light of my life has gone out. She grieved for years and years. And then she met a new man. And she had the engraver go back and scratch through what she had said, that the light of her life went out, and she had them put on there, I struck a new match. Many years ago, because of judgment and stupidity and people living in religious ignorance, took the light of my life away. But I want you to know, I struck a new match. I found a teaching that allows me to be what I am when I am, and whatever that might look like tomorrow, because quite frankly, I don't know. But I found a teaching that allowed my light. I struck a new match. And let me tell you, this community, you have met your match, because we are part of the transcendence on this planet. Get ready, because this is who I am. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Lynn, and my name is Elena. And since we locked in for the coronavirus, we decided to do a special prayer. So you can fold your hands however you want, like this, like this, like this. And the next thing you can do is take how many deep breaths you want. You can take 1 to 4 deep breaths, how many deep breaths you want. So I'm going to start first. Dear Lord, thank you for this day, and thank you for this food. I hope people that are sick and people that are or that died or okay. In Jesus' name, amen. My turn. Dear Lord, thank you for this day, and thank you for this food. And I hope poor people are okay, and I hope people that don't have money are okay, and I hope hope the people that died are okay, and I hope the people that are sick are okay, and I hope the coronavirus was gone. In Jesus' name, amen. But when you sing the words so fast.
Have a blessed.
And have a blessed day.
I am my own special creation. So come take a look. Give me the hook or the ovation. It's my world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, I am what I am. I am what I am. I don't want praise, I don't want pity. I bang my own drum. Some think it's noise, I think it's pretty. And so what if I love each sparkle and each bangle? Why not try to see things from a different angle? Your life is a sham till you can shout out, I am what I am. I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. I deal my own deck, sometimes the ace, sometimes the deuces. It's one life and there's no return and no deposit. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till you can shout out, I am what I I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. I deal my own deck, sometimes the ace, sometimes the deuces. It's one life and there's no return and no deposit. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till you can shout out, I am what I am. I am useful. I am true. I am somebody. I am as good as you. Yes, I
I'm gonna ask you to return to the stage, if you will. Will you honor me? All right. Thank you very much. I wanted you to stay here with me. This is a person who probably in your lifetime has received judgment in all shapes and sizes because of your beauty, the color of your skin, your sexual orientation, whatever it shall be. But I want to say that for the spiritual community, you've got home. We don't judge you. We don't judge people. We embrace it because the differences in us makes us stronger. if you'll join me at home, just close your eyes and go inward to the God spot. That's what I call it. Creator Source, we ask you to give us the strength to hold the hands of our brothers and sisters, our black brothers and sisters, our gay brothers and sisters, our transsexual brothers and sisters, our straight brothers and sisters. God, give us the strength. Give us the strength that we know that we have in us. Because we are the God on this earth. You've done nothing on this earth without man's cooperation. So we ask to give us the strength to cooperate in the love and the essence of you, the Creator, to lift up everyone, all of humanity. All of humanity. We do you no justice if we do not hold up all of your creation. And I ask you to give us the strength to love each other and to love ourselves, because I am that I am. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. We do not take you for granted for joining us here on Sunday morning. Know that this is your home. We thank each and every one of you who have taken the time to write us, send us love letters. We love you, and thank you.
What an amazing day, First Unity community. And if you've joined us for the first time, wow, what an experience for you. As Reverend Dr. Temple said in the opening, today you will have an experience. So we want you to go to firstunity.org/free gift and download this booklet. And if you're here locally, you can stop in and get a copy, but download it online. And then I want you to go to page 46. There's an article, I Am an Original Creation, by Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes. And I read this yesterday, and you will not have dry eyes when you finish it. It is awesome and amazing. And I'm so happy that my spiritual home is radically inclusive. We don't just pay it lip service. We are inclusive and accepting and loving of all. And we have a wonderful institution founded by Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes and Reverend Dr. Aileen Curtin, the Institute for Leadership and Lifelong Learning International. So if you go to illi.org, you are going to find an abundance of classes. And right now you will find a free abundance class by Reverend Christy Hardwick that you can download. So go to illi.org, check out all the classes, but download. There are 2 free classes right now. Download those classes, and I'm going to say that they can be life-changing if you allow them to be. We have Bishop Carlton Piercing coming up as our Influencer Sunday on July the 12th, live stream during our service. So you're not going to want to miss that. Year 2020 is the year of the influencer as proclaimed by Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes. And if you go to our website, firstunity.org, you're going to find the videos of all of our influencers for the year.
Hello.
And yes.
I want to invite my wife to come up and do the peace song with me because I can. Her name is BB. Wherever you are, let's do the peace song and really mean it, shall we? Because it's now.
Peace that was meant to be with God.
want to thank our band, our media team, our AV, for all they do and all the meetings they do all week long so we can come in and enjoy, so we can feel from the breath of our hearts. I want to honor them. And together, let us affirm the unity prayer. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds them. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. For God is amazing. And all the time. God bless you, everyone.
And they be like close, so yes, let me say for the record, we're giving love in a family close. Oh, we are family. Oh yeah, all of us here at Unity. Oh, yeah, we are family. We got all our sisters. Everybody sing. Come on now, we are family. I got all my sisters. We are family. You and I, T1. Get up, everybody, and sing. Come on now. Living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share of this world's delights. I hope we have now for the future. And what goes inside, no, we don't get the best. Here's what we call our golden rules. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong, no, this is a family joy. You know I got you and I T-Y with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Get up, everybody, and sing. At your home. Yes, we are. Unity in the We are family. We got that. You and I, T-Y. You and I, T-Y. You and I, T-Y. Everybody sing it with me. We are family. Yeah, baby. Happy Pride.
We greet you from the most innovative, most inspirational spiritual community in the world.
Please remember that we need your continued financial support more than ever. We practice prosperity principles and trust you will continue to give from your heart as you can.
Let's gather up all that energy.
You can text to give on your cell phone. at 727-800-3493.
After texting our 10-digit number, you will receive a registration link. Click the link and enter your contact and payment information and tap process. After registration is complete, you will receive a verification text as well as a receipt via email. For future giving, simply send a text with the amount you wish to give and it will process automatically. If your credit card information changes, simply text EDIT to change your card on file. We are grateful to you beyond measure for your continued donations to keep our community thriving. Our doors may be closed, but our hearts are open.